We're back for another update. And in this episode, I am going to keep it brief because I realize they last way too long. And instead of summarizing every single little detail, I'm just going to give the broad strokes. What did I eat today? Well, for breakfast, if I can remember correctly, I had some Chex cereal with aspartame on it and milk. That was good. For lunch, I arrived home, and my mom arrived home at the same time, and we had 2 chicken enchiladas that were really good. I had some leftover shrimp that our family friend did not finish eating from a restaurant outing we went to, and I had a homemade salad that my mom threw together. Overall, it was exceptional lunch. For dinner, not too crazy about it. I had those barbecue chicken wings, and normally I cook those in the air fryer, and I think they're really good in the air fryer. Actually, they have a nice crispiness to them. But I decided to cook them in the oven this time, and in the oven, it's a whole different story. These things taste, they still have the same flavor, but the texture is slimy. It is the slimiest chicken you've ever eaten in your whole life. And I do not recommend cooking chicken that way unless you enjoy slimy textures. Heck, it was so disgusting looking that I cooked some chicken legs for my family friend, and even she thought it looked gross to the point where she didn't even want to eat it. So 28 minutes of cooking and 2 chickens down the drain. Always a shame to waste food, of course. There's people in parts of the world that don't have access to food, and they're lucky if they can get a piece of bread for the whole day. So that's something to be very wary of. Okay, we went through the food. What other things would people find another person's day interesting? I was talking about this idea to a coworker, my job, about how it would be great if I recorded myself teaching myself how to become a better artist. And the cool thing to do this would be to maybe start off by just drawing how I normally draw, any kind of object or suggestion, like draw a chair, draw an athlete, draw a superhero, and then I do my best to draw that thing. And then if it doesn't come out that great, I'll teach myself, what do I lack? What do I need to do? Then I find a teacher, mentor online who is a professional in those aspects of art, and then I can watch them, and then I can repeat what they're showing. And then, after a good 2 hours of study, I'll attempt to do it again, the same subjects, and then I'll see if I improved by the end of the journey versus the beginning of the journey. I think it's a pretty good idea personally, and that's something that's bouncing around in that old idea head of mine. And my coworker said it would be great if we could have a little time lapse of this whole thing. And she suggested using a tripod, which is what I'm using to record this video right now, to record the experience. Now, I think a tripod's great, and using physical paper is great, obviously. Part of me believes, though, it would probably be a bit easier to do everything natively on my computer. So that way I won't have a bunch of different files from different sources to juggle. Although maybe having different environments to look at, such as the digital plane or the physical plane, would actually be a much better idea. Perfectly fair. Okay, now that was something interesting. What else was interesting today? What else caught my attention that I think would be worth sharing to the good folks at home? I have a cashier coworker who was betting on the Eagles for the Super Bowl, and their bet won, and they got $15,000. So that was pretty cool. I was very happy for them. I said, "Hey, are you going to buy a new graphics card with that technology?" And they said, "No, I'm probably going to invest it." So much smarter use of that money than I was suggesting. Yeah, when I got off, there was a Tesla rocket. That was really cool to see. Or I guess SpaceX, not Tesla, but they're owned by the same person. I haven't touched my weekly planner journal in like about a week or 2, or a week and a half. Why? I think it has a lot to do with the fact that because I just keep on going behind and behind, now I've built this wall of intimidation behind me that makes me scared to continue to move forward or to push forward. But the problem is letting that fear run my life is practically holding me back hardcore. And I need to realize that if I want to wake out of this matrix that I've constructed for myself. So that's definitely something that I'm thinking about. Am I going to do anything about it? I'm looking at my whole situation and I'm trying to look at it as honestly as possible. You making the time for yourself and choosing what you do with your time. All of that makes perfect sense. But one thing that I realize that I'm thinking about this whole work-life balance thing is because my job constantly shifts from different schedules each and every week, it's kind of created this very uneasy feeling. Like I want to improve in these aspects of my life, but I also have to accommodate for my work schedule. And my energy levels are always fluctuating. Like early in the day, they're high. Later in the day, they're super low. And of course, they're super low because I just did an entire 8 hours of work, spending my energy resources on bagging for the customers, greeting the customers, carding, sweeping. And the thing is, if you really want to be a shark, really want to get in there and seize the day, you really have to say goodbye to that ego. Or personally, this is what I'm saying for myself. I'm not trying to instill this on anyone or say this is law or fact at all. That's not what I'm saying. Is this is the journey that I'm personally going through myself, and how I feel about it is that it's a struggle to know how to manage your interests, because I'm like a really eclectic thinker. I'm always thinking about stuff that interests me or stuff that I want to know more about. Like, for example, I want to know more about my retirement, or I want to know a certain topic I'm interested in, like a film or a paranormal story. And this whole thing has honestly made me realize that I'm very much a curiosity-driven person. I want to just keep on digging and digging. And while that's good in terms of it being used as an asset to fully develop and explore your understanding of subject matters that you should be interested in pursuing, it also makes it really hard to nail down how exactly you're going to approach each day by moving the needle, moving forward in life. And the thing is, I keep on getting stuck in a vortex of my decision making. I keep on doing things that keep me held back instead of push me forward. And after recording these past few videos of me just rambling about my day, it's made me realize this about how, I start something, but then my curiosity takes me out of that path, and then it pushes me towards something else, and then I want to pursue that instead. And I don't know if that can really be something you can accommodate with the skill you're trying to completely perfect. Unless the skill is learning everything there's to know about UFOs and the paranormal, I guess. But I really need to get out of that. Like, that energy should be better spent towards meeting up with like friends, or developing yourself. It's like I've got this gremlin inside of me that's constantly taking charge in what I should or shouldn't do with my time. And it's like I allow it to control me. It's like I don't allow the better part of me, the higher version of me, to take charge. I always let the gremlin take over. It's so weird. What am I going to do to solve this, though? We can talk endlessly about how this is a very bizarre situation, but what can be actionable steps to be taken to solve this problem? Well, I guess the first step to solving a problem is knowing there's a problem. So that's good, I guess. Now we just need to figure out how to avoid the trappings. But the problem is the trappings have such an allure to them, such a visceral like hook, that once they're in me, I can't break free. It's like I just get pushed, It's so hard. But I'm glad I'm getting this out there for all of you to inspect. It's very important, I think, to do some self-analyzation and to really think about where you're at in life and where you need to go if you want to, have a life that you yourself believe is fulfilling and amazing. And I just need to make actionable steps that feel like I'm actually going somewhere instead of just whirlwinding my way around the same suggestions but no actions again and again. But there's this resistance right now I'm feeling in my mind that's telling me not to do this. And that's like the comfort sloth part of me. And it's been in control of my body for as long as I could remember, really. I mean, the sad thing is I have the ability to really be something good. I think everyone has the ability to be something good. It's just we allow certain aspects of our personality to be dominant because those aspects keep us comfortable, keep us feeling safe, keep us feeling like we are having our needs met. And the problem is, it's like a false, lulled sense of security. It's keeping you from realizing that you're asleep and you need to wake up, you know? Yeah. Okay, I think I've rambled enough. Thank you for joining me in my therapy session today. Hopefully, when I record tomorrow, we'll have some things figured out. And this is not just a bunch of gab, but hopefully this is all leading somewhere. I guess my actions will tell. Will my actions tell you that I actually am interested in what I'm talking about? Or will my actions tell you that I am not interested and all this is just a big show to make me feel better about myself, but really nothing will change because I want things to change. I want things to improve. I want things to develop. I don't want to just be stuck in this endless vortex of nothingness forever. But I have to want it. I have to seek it out. I have to just have an undying passion for it. And that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Okay, that's enough. Bye, everybody.